Hi guys, welcome to our very first lot of public talks. We are so glad to be able to come into your homes, into your living rooms again, but on more of a casual kind of a basis. We would love for you guys to get to know us better and then to have a chat around particular topics. We'll kind of hit up different themes or different series over a couple of days. So first of all though, we've got Isaiah here, obviously, with me today. I'm going to ask Isaiah a question just to get to know him a bit more. One of the funniest things about Isaiah is how scared he is of a lot of things.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah?
I am.
So what would be the animal that you're the most scared of?
Snakes, petrified.
Petrified of snakes?
Petrified of snakes.
Have you ever come across a snake?
Yep. So I used to live in Far North Queensland, so there was heaps of snakes. And I remember one night I went to the bathroom, as you do, and the door wouldn't open fully, and I kept trying to jam the door open, and in the top corner was it was a python, but at that stage could have been a red-bellied black, it could have been anything, I don't know what it was, but it was stuck and it fell down and I fell into the corner and I thought my life was over. So that's
Did it
why
move? Did it come near you?
No, it was placid. It was so placid.
Yeah, but they
in my
can turn.
Yeah, 100%. In my mind,
Totally.
I was like, I'm gonna die.
Do you know I've had snakes in my house?
Your current house?
My house where you
I'm
come.
not coming over anymore.
Yeah, baby snakes. I laid out this big bit of butcher's paper for the kids down in the hallway and gave them crayons when they were a bit younger to draw on. And then when I went to lift it up, there was 2 baby snakes under where they'd been drawing.
Oh my goodness.
I think they came in my laundry or in through my garage.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Scared of snakes?
Yep.
Okay, so what we want to talk about for the next couple of days is something that I'm really, really passionate about, and that is that often we can look at our behaviour to see what's really going on in the root of who we are.
Yes, true.
Bit of a deep topic, but the Bible talks about in Isaiah 61 verse 3 that God has called us to become trees of righteousness.
Yes.
And whatever we are rooted in is what becomes the fruit
Yes,
of
true.
our lives. And for me, I know growing up there was particular behaviours that I had where I thought, you know what, where does that come from? Like, where do those behaviours come from? And I think one thing that a lot of us, more of us than what we realise, kind of suffer from is a root of rejection.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so I just wanted to chat for a couple of minutes around that.
Yeah.
So where, Isaiah, have you experienced this? Do
Yeah.
you think that it's something that you've seen a lot of
Yeah.
in other people's behaviour?
Yeah, 100%. I think there's heaps of times where I've walked into a room and just immediately felt like I wasn't welcome. No one had even
Right.
said anything. No one had even indicated that was the case, but I would just
Yeah.
walk into a room and immediately feel left out.
Yeah.
Or I would think the worst sometimes around gatherings if people wanted me there, and all of these sort of unreasonable thoughts and fears that weren't reality. But I guess in my heart there was something, as you said about rooted, there was something there that was sort of navigating me to feel like this. And I guess for myself, I'm lucky enough to have a really loving family, but grew up with my parents divorced at quite a young age, and so I love my family. But funny that on my dad's side, tall, dark, African American. I've got 2 brothers and a little sister. They look like me. Then on my mum's side, I've got mum and my stepdad, and
You look nothing like them.
So
No.
my sisters are blonde
Right.
and white, and
Yeah.
just look nothing like me, except maybe some facial features you might be able to tell. So I think a lot of the times, even though that was something that I enjoyed, it also was I didn't always feel like I fitted. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm 29 now, and I'm
Yeah.
starting to realize how that might have had an effect on my outlook.
Yeah.
So I know what that feels like.
So
100%.
tomorrow I want to talk a little bit more about the behaviours that might help us identify the roots of rejection. But today I just wanted to touch on perhaps different things that we might have gone through in our lives that would produce a root of rejection. And it's not something that anyone ever means for
No.
us to, my parents are divorced.
Yeah.
They didn't mean to reject me. They both love me.
Yes.
But we go through different things.
Totally.
And So a couple of the things, and this might relate to you. You might think back over your life and go, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Like I feel like Isaiah, where I've walked into rooms and not felt I belong, or there's certain behavioural patterns. Like I know for me, I would get close to people and then I'd feel myself pulling away. And so there's all sorts of behaviours which we'll look at tomorrow.
Yeah.
But today, different causes of rejection can be things like coming from a broken home, perhaps being adopted. Even being in a good home, but maybe not connecting with one of your parents, that can be, you know, a cause
100%.
of it. If you've somehow been abandoned, or one of your parents might have passed away, is there any that you can think of that perhaps might cause?
Well, I think like maybe even being bullied at school. Like I know so many, like we work with teenagers all the time, and we know so many teenagers who have been bullied at school and like find it hard to socialize because of that fear of rejection.
Being
Bullying
bullied.
is massive. And even just having a sense of feeling like you're not fitting in. And like I think a lot of the times like you sort of feel like we're meant to fit in or we're meant to conform, but God sort of called us to be who we are, and it's individually, it's going to be unique. And we shouldn't feel like we don't fit or anything like that, but that God's called us to stand out.
And a lot of the time too, it can just be that you receive love in a particular way, but perhaps the people around you don't give love in that particular way, and they love you, but you can kind of miss each other. So the takeaway, I guess, from today is to acknowledge and identify, because what we're rooted in is what becomes the fruit.
Yeah, totally.
And so I think it's huge when people can just say, you know what, yes, I think I've got a root of rejection because of what I've been through. And identifying it, because the Bible talks about when we bring something out into the light, it no longer has power over us.
100%.
So that's today, and we'd love for you to join us again tomorrow, because we're going to talk about the different behaviours that you might find that can indicate a root of rejection. Excellent.
Thanks,
We'll see
guys.
you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
That was cool.